Hey there, book lovers. Ever feel constantly distracted, overwhelmed by notifications, or just can't seem to focus on what truly matters? Does your brain feel constantly on, making it hard to relax or concentrate? If you're ready to reclaim your attention span and find true focus, then you're exactly where you need to be. Welcome to Bummary, where we cut through the noise and get straight to the powerful insights from today's most impactful books. Today, we're diving into a crucial concept for the digital age, a practice that promises to fundamentally reset your brain and empower your focus, the dopamine detox. The digital overload, our brains under siege. Let's be honest, our modern world is a constant barrage of instant gratification. From the moment we wake up, we're bombarded. There are endless social media feeds vying for our attention, constant notifications buzzing from our pockets, the magnetic bowl of binge-watching shows, the readily available hyper-palatable foods, and instant messages demanding immediate replies. While these activities often seem harmless, even designed for our convenience and pleasure, they are in fact constantly stimulating our brain's ancient reward system, particularly through the powerful neurotransmitter dopamine. This isn't about villainizing dopamine, it's a vital chemical for learning and motivation. The problem arises when we get an overdose of it from low-effort, high-frequency sources. Think about it. Our ancestors got a dopamine hit from finding food after a long hunt or connecting with their tribe. These are activities that required effort and had real survival benefits. Today, we get a similar chemical reward just from swiping a screen, checking a like, or getting a quick reply. Our brains haven't evolved to handle this constant, effortless flood. So if dopamine isn't bad, why detox from it? The core idea of the dopamine detox is not to eliminate dopamine altogether, that's impossible and actually unhealthy, but to strategically reset your brain's sensitivity to it. Imagine your brain's reward system as a scale. If one side is constantly weighed down by heavy, easy-to-get pleasures, the other side, which holds genuine, often harder-earned rewards, feels lighter and less appealing. Think of it vividly. If you constantly indulge in super sweet desserts, a simple piece of fruit or a crisp vegetable begins to taste bland, almost uninteresting. Similarly, if your brain is always flooded with easy dopamine from scrolling social media or binge-watching TV, the truly rewarding activities, like the deep satisfaction of focused work, the joy of a creative pursuit, the quiet pleasure of reading a book, or the genuine connection of a meaningful conversation, lose their luster. They simply can't compete with the instant, potent hits from digital consumption. The purpose of a detox is to lower your baseline stimulation to allow your reward system to recalibrate. By intentionally stepping away from these high-stimulus, low-effort activities, you can start to find genuine pleasure and motivation in the more productive, mindful, and ultimately more fulfilling aspects of life. It's about regaining control over your attention, your motivation, and ultimately your freedom.
Identifying your high dopamine triggers. So if the goal is to reset your brain's reward system, the first crucial step is to become a detective of your own habits. You need to identify precisely what your high dopamine triggers are. What are those activities you instinctively reach for when you feel even a flicker of boredom, stress, anxiety, or simply when you're looking to escape? For most of us in the digital age, the culprits are obvious. It's the endless scrolling through social media feeds, the compulsive refreshing of emails, the mindless binge-watching of TV shows, the automatic launch of online games, or perhaps impulsive online shopping and excessive snacking on highly processed foods. These are the easy pleasure traps, activities that deliver a rapid, potent burst of dopamine with minimal effort. They hijack their attention and create a constant craving for more, making it incredibly difficult to focus on tasks that require sustained effort and delayed gratification. The detox isn't about shaming these activities, but about gaining awareness of their power over your brain. Before you can change your environment, you need to truly understand what parts of it are causing the problem. Take a moment to list them mentally. The science behind dopamine, how it works. To truly understand why a dopamine detox is effective, it helps to grasp a little of the science behind it. Dopamine is often called the pleasure chemical, but that's a bit of a simplification. More accurately, it's the motivation molecule. Dopamine is primarily responsible for anticipation and seeking behavior. It drives us to pursue rewards, whether it's food, water, social connection, or that satisfying ding of a new notification. When you engage in a rewarding activity, especially a novel or highly stimulating one, your brain releases dopamine. This release creates a positive feedback loop. You feel good, so you want to do it again. The problem in our modern world is the sheer frequency and intensity of these dopamine releases from readily available sources. Our brains are designed to seek novelty and reward efficiently. So if you can get a huge dopamine hit from simply scrolling a phone screen, your brain will naturally prioritize that over, say, the slower, more nuanced reward of reading a dense book or finishing a challenging project. This constant, elevated stimulation can lead to something called dopamine downregulation. Essentially, your brain reduces the number of dopamine receptors to try and cope with the continuous flood. The result? You need more and more stimulation just to feel normal or interested. That's why things that once brought joy can start to feel dull, or why boredom feels unbearable. Your brain has become desensitized to lower levels of stimulation. A dopamine detox aims to reverse this process, allowing your brain to literally resensitize itself to more natural, sustainable levels of reward. It's about lowering the volume on the constant noise so you can hear the subtle music of life again. The detox period, structured abstinence. With an understanding of your triggers and the science behind dopamine, we now arrive at the actual implementation, the structured abstinence period. This is where you intentionally step away from those high dopamine activities you identified. The duration can vary based on your goals and how entrenched your habits are. For some, it might be a few hours. For others, a full day, a weekend, or even a more extended period of a week or more. During this time, the rules are simple. Absolutely no indulging in your identified triggers. No mindless scrolling, no binge watching, no online gaming, no impulsive digital purchases, and no excessive consumption of hyper-palatable foods if those are your specific triggers. The key is consistency during your chosen period. This isn't about suffering for the sake of suffering, but creating a temporary void that forces your brain to seek alternative forms of stimulation. It's about consciously breaking the automatic loop of craving and immediate gratification. Embracing boredom and discomfort. Now here's the hard part, but also the most crucial. During this abstinence period, you will inevitably experience boredom, restlessness, and perhaps even discomfort. This is not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that the detox is working. When your brain is deprived of its usual easy dopamine hits, it starts to protest.
You might feel an intense urge to reach for your phone, to open a new tab, or to grab a quick snack. This is precisely where the recalibration begins. Instead of immediately seeking an escape, you must learn to sit with that boredom. Allow yourself to feel the discomfort. This is your brain's natural craving for stimulation, but by not feeding it with low-effort rewards, you force it to look elsewhere. This period of withdrawal, as uncomfortable as it may be, is critical because it allows your dopamine receptors to upregulate again, meaning they become more sensitive. Things that once seemed dull will start to regain their appeal. You'll begin to notice the subtle joys in everyday activities, the quiet satisfaction of deeper tasks. It's a truly test of your willpower and commitment to intentional living.
Recalibration, rediscovering simple pleasures. As you navigate the boredom of the detox period, something remarkable begins to happen. Your brain starts to recalibrate. Those dopamine receptors, which had become desensitized to constant stimulation, start to upregulate, meaning they become more responsive again. This is the magic of the detox. Mundane or previously boring activities suddenly begin to regain their appeal. The quiet satisfaction of reading a physical book, the subtle beauty of nature during a walk, the focused engagement of a creative hobby, or the genuine connection during an uninterrupted conversation, these start to feel genuinely rewarding once more. You begin to notice and appreciate the simpler, slower pleasures of life that were previously overshadowed by the intense, artificial highs of digital consumption. This resensitization allows for a deeper, more profound sense of contentment that doesn't rely on external validation or constant novelty. It's about rediscovering the intrinsic joys that require patience and presence rather than just passive consumption. This recalibration is a vital step towards sustained focus and genuine well-being as your brain learns to find satisfaction in healthier, more sustainable ways. Replacement: high-quality activities for lasting reward. Now, simply avoiding high dopamine activities isn't enough. You must strategically replace low-quality stimulation with high-quality activities. The goal isn't just to suffer through boredom, it's to fill that void with pursuits that genuinely enrich your life and provide a deeper, more enduring sense of reward. Think of activities that engage your mind, body, or spirit in a more meaningful way. Instead of mindlessly scrolling, perhaps you dedicate that time to deep work on a project that truly matters to you. Instead of passively watching TV, you might choose to read a challenging nonfiction book, stimulating your mind in a different way. Replace impulsive snacking with mindful cooking, or substitute endless gaming with a creative hobby like drawing, writing, or playing a musical instrument. These are activities that often require initial effort, but their rewards are far richer, longer lasting, and contribute to genuine personal growth. The key here is active engagement. These are pursuits that challenge you, allow for mastery, or foster genuine connection. They provide dopamine, yes, but in a way that builds focus, skill, and deep satisfaction, rather than creating a craving for the next fleeting hit. By consciously choosing to invest your time and energy into these high-quality activities, you're not just detoxing, you're actively rebuilding a healthier, more resilient reward system. It's about designing your environment and your daily routine to support intentional, fulfilling action.
Sustaining change
mindful reintroduction, and new habits. The detox period and the embrace of high-quality activities are powerful, but the ultimate goal isn't just the temporary cleanse. It's about sustaining change and building a more intentional life. This often involves what's called mindful reintroduction of certain activities. A dopamine detox isn't about permanently banning technology or fun. It's about being in control of them, rather than being controlled by them. This means consciously setting new boundaries. Perhaps you decide to only check social media at specific times or limit entertainment to certain hours. Maybe you implement no phone zones in your home, like the bedroom or dining table. The key is to engage with these activities with purpose, not out of unconscious habit or craving. It's about designing your environment to support your desired behaviors, much like James Clear's principles in Atomic Habits. Make the healthy choices easy and the distracting ones harder. This active approach ensures that the recalibration lasts, creating a long-term shift in your relationship with stimulation. Reclaiming your focus and living intentionally. Ultimately, the dopamine detox and the principles it embodies is about reclaiming your focus, attention, and ultimately, your life. In a world that constantly vies for your attention, the ability to concentrate deeply, to engage fully, and to derive genuine satisfaction from meaningful pursuits is an invaluable superpower. By understanding your brain's reward system and intentionally managing your exposure to instant gratification, you empower yourself to direct your mental energy towards what truly matters: your goals, your relationships, your creative endeavors, and your well-being. It's a practice that moves you from a reactive existence, constantly responding to external cues, to a proactive, intentional life. You become the master of your attention rather than its slave. The initial discomfort of the detox fades, replaced by a newfound clarity, peace, and an enhanced ability to appreciate the richness of everyday experiences. It's a journey towards genuine contentment and sustained productivity built on a healthy relationship with your own mind. Bummary's overall rating, 9 out of 10. We at Bummary find the concept of a dopamine detox incredibly powerful and highly relevant for our modern distracted age. While it requires discipline, the potential benefits for focus, motivation, well-being, and genuine satisfaction are immense. It's a practical, accessible way to reset your brain and regain control over your habits and attention. This concept is a game changer for anyone struggling with digital overwhelm and the constant pull of instant gratification. While dopamine detox is a concept explored across various books and resources, we highly recommend exploring titles that delve into related themes of focus, attention, and digital minimalism. Consider books like Deep Work or Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport, or Stolen Focus by Johann Hari for even deeper dives into managing attention in the modern world. You can find these and other great reads at all major bookstores and online retailers. And if you found this extensive Bummary helpful, insightful, and you're ready to master your attention and live with more intention, please give us a thumbs up. Your support helps us create more amazing content and reach more people. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss our next insightful book summary. What's one high dopamine activity you're going to take a break from to reclaim your focus? Share your detox plans and insights in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in to Bummary. Until next time, stay focused, stay present, and reclaim your attention.